I mean, the guy is absolutely a goal machine, as they're calling him right now. So, yeah, it has to be him and two others.
Yeah, he made a huge difference, Craig, obviously.
Yeah, and so did Arsenal. I mean, out of all the top teams, I mean, how many times have we seen this club in recent years with the most softest of underbellies when called upon? They didn't even make a tackle hardly in the second half. They were chasing shadows. And look, the other side of it from Liverpool is, I think, whilst not the greatest partnership, we know that moving Fabinho into the midfield has meant that Kabak and Phillips, I believe it's now 4 clean sheets. That's at least, as a partnership, that's at least a starting point from where they were. And as I say, getting Fabinho back in the middle of the park. But if you look at Jota's performances for Portugal as well as Liverpool since the injury, that's 4-headed goals in the games that he's played. I mean, for a guy that's not physically that big, the timing of his runs into the box and his ability to score from with headed goals as well as the goals he scored before his injuries is quite incredible. And so they're going to give themselves a chance, which is what we talked about on yesterday's show. But Arsenal, Arteta, at what point does he come under the scrutiny that a lot of other managers are coming under, that Lampard came under, that Lampard lost his job, and there are others? At some point, and it will probably be the end of the season when they sign players, how do they start next year? That's a big concern for him. I know he was missing Saka, he was missing Smith Rowe. These are youngsters. There was still enough in that field to at least... I mean, they were at home today. They were at home. Think about that first... Don't forget the second half with the 3 goals. Think about the first half even. With all Liverpool's possession. Arsenal were at home, 6 men behind the ball defending for almost all of that first half. Not acceptable.
Craig, just going to you on the question I put to Stevie as well. We're on Liverpool in the top 4 as it stands. They're just 2 points off Chelsea. Remaining games, Villa, Leeds, Newcastle, Manchester United, Southampton, West Brom, Burnley, Crystal Palace. It's not bad, is it?
No, and I think if I was in the dressing room, and I'm sure Klopp and his coaches are, I'd be saying, I don't know, listen, I don't know how the modern guys work. I know we used to look at the schedule coming up, and you've just said it. I presume they still do, or maybe they just give it the old 1 game at a time routine, but they'll know they have an opportunity. And Klopp will be saying to his players, look, let's finish the season strongly. It's been a horrendous season for injuries, particularly at the back. Let's get in that top 4. Champions League football next year. Don't want the Europa League. Let's wipe ourselves down and go again. And I think that would be the mindset in that Liverpool dressing room is, look, we can win every game between now and the end of the season, and we can get in that top 4. And then next year we just go again. And I think that's a good way to try and finish the season on a positive note. They're still in the Champions League as well. They've got players coming back from injury. So they could finish the season with some sort of positive news, from where they were for last chunks of this season would be a decent season.
Stevie?
Don't look at the fixture list. It's absolutely the worst thing you do. Liverpool shouldn't be looking at no fixture list. All they should be looking at is who do we play next and how do we go about it. Listen, 4 weeks ago, this is a team that lost the 6th home game against teams like West Brom and Newcastle. So all of a sudden we're putting a fixture list up going, oh, I can beat them. Listen, that's not where Liverpool are right now. They've got a fantastic win today. Yes, they got a great result from West Brom beating Chelsea. But if you're Liverpool, you're looking at the next fixture, not 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 down the line. How do we win the next game? How do we prepare? And how do we perform to win a game, regardless of the opposition?
That's the modern man in Stevie coming out. Sports psychologist, 1 game at a time.
Hey, there's a lot of things have changed over the years, but there's one thing that has never changed and should never change, and that is looking way down the line. It's all about the next game.
Let's talk about the next game, Stevie. Real Madrid. How does this performance against Arsenal make you feel going into this game? Liverpool favourites.
Well, I think when you score goals, that's the thing that gives you confidence, no question. And it's something Liverpool haven't been doing a lot of recently, is scoring goals. They've certainly had possession. I expect him to have possession against Real Madrid. You know, as I've been talking about, now that you've got somebody like Jota who's ready to start, you get him in that starting 11, and that's an extra reason why you will beat Real Madrid or anybody else you're playing against. You know, it really is a toss of a coin. Both of these sides are capable of destroying their opposition, but both of them are capable of imploding as well. And so that's why it's tough to call. But listen, if you've got a guy like Jota and he's scoring goals, you get him on the field and then you try and get him supply.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.